Midday, February 10th. Classrooms were alive with the normal sounds of a school day, pencils moving, chairs shifting, teachers calling on students who half knew the answers and hoped they sounded confident anyway. Outside, a white SUV rolled slowly into the parking lot of Palmetto Elementary School. Inside that vehicle sat a mother working to provide for her children. A regular work day, a quick delivery, nothing unusual. Seconds later, gunfire echoed across campus. By the time sirens began closing in, a life was already slipping away. And the man responsible was driving off with a child still in the back seat. Moving on, because this story doesn't begin with gunshots. It begins with a woman whose life was bigger than the moment that ended it. Eboni Anderson was 34 years old. Before anything else, she was a mother. 3 boys knew her voice, her routines, and the way she showed up for them every day without fail. Family described her simply and clearly: kind, beautiful, thoughtful. The kind of person who made people feel comfortable without trying too hard. She loved art. Creativity wasn't just a hobby for her. It was part of how she expressed herself. Eboni wrote a children's book titled Anthony Forgets the Word No, a project that reflected patience and imagination. Writing for children takes intention. It means believing young minds deserve encouragement and guidance. She also built her own clothing brand, Royal Butterfly Designs and Apparel. The name alone spoke volumes: growth, change, becoming something greater than where you started. But dreams don't pause real life. Bills still arrive. Responsibilities don't wait. So, Eboni worked as a DoorDash driver, balancing entrepreneurship with practicality. Like many parents, she carried multiple roles at once: creator, provider, caregiver. Her stepfather later said,
Yes, I mean, yeah, I knew. Yeah, we knew we knew before I watched that clip. But yeah, at this point, we're not really watching the news.
I don't blame you. So do you have any idea what was happening, like why she was at Palmetto?
I believe she, at the particular time, in between jobs, she does Uber Eats or whatever. So we assume that that's the reason why she was at the school delivering some food or whatever. But that's all we have.
And was she in the car with the suspect, or was she?
I don't know. I couldn't give you any information.
I was trying to figure
on
out why her 18-month-old was in the vehicle.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 they were all together, riding together, and when the incident happened, the guy jumped in the car and took off with the baby in the car.
And so was that someone she had a relationship with?
Yes.
Did you know him?
Not know him, but we met him. I didn't have any good communication with him.
Okay, so this, was just a surprise to y'all?
Yes, of course, it's a great surprise.
So stuff was out all through the day. People were they heard a shooting in school, and then things were coming together, and then you found out around, you said 3 o'clock, when you had to go pick up the 8-year-olds, that something had happened to her.
Correct.
How is her mom doing?
She's not doing too good. We have family here, and just trying to, consult her, and the kids are helping, and so everything,
She was raising 8-year-old twin boys and an 18-month-old toddler. Her days were structured around their needs: school schedules, meals, routines, making sure everything stayed steady. Her life intersected with Christopher Loris Aites, the father of her youngest son. He was 39 years old. Their connection meant they would always share responsibility through their child, regardless of how their relationship changed over time. Records showed he previously served about 10 years in prison, following a 2006 armed robbery conviction. After release, rebuilding life came with challenges, employment instability, housing struggles, and the lasting effects of incarceration. Family members later hinted at concerns. Eboni, with her compassionate nature, may have tried to support him. Two people connected by a child, moving through a complicated relationship, trying to figure things out in real time. And on the morning of February 10th, everything still looked normal. Eboni dropped her twin boys off at school earlier in the day. Afterward, she accepted a DoorDash delivery order. A simple decision meant to earn extra income before heading home. Christopher rode with her that day. Their 18-month-old son sat secured in the back seat. They arrived at Palmetto Elementary School while classes were already underway. Inside, teachers were mid-lesson. Outside, the SUV parked near the entrance. Investigators later determined an argument had begun inside the vehicle before anyone stepped out. Eboni exited the vehicle. Christopher followed. The disagreement moved from private space into public view, unfolding directly in front of the school entrance. Surveillance cameras captured movement, tension building between them. The situation escalated quickly. Physical aggression followed, and then gunfire. Multiple shots rang out across the parking lot. Eboni Anderson collapsed beside her vehicle. Inside the school, staff reacted immediately. A lockdown alert was triggered. Doors were secured. Teachers guided students away from windows and into protected areas. More than 500 children sat quietly while adults worked to keep calm voices steady. One witness later described how quickly everything changed. Parents began receiving alerts without knowing exactly what had happened.
Action News has learned the mother of 3 killed in front of an elementary school was delivering food when she was shot and killed. Some parents decided to keep their children home today. Dr. Taisha Fernandez is live at the school in Palmetto. Taisha, counselors were there for the students who were at school.
Karen, friends of the victim told us she did not have any children attending this school, so it makes so much sense now that she was delivering food. Now, the shooting happened right in front of the school here. That's the front door. And the spokesperson for the district couldn't tell us how many students didn't come to school today, but he did say the school's alert system helped make the reaction to the shooting go smoothly.
And we didn't know, and probably about 12:40 or something, she got a email that said, they was on a hard lockdown, but we still didn't know what had happened.
Margaret Smith has a grandson attending Palmetto Elementary, and the grandmother says she lives on the same street as the school. When her daughter got Tuesday's alert saying something happened here, they weren't sure what to think.
I didn't think a shooter was inside the school, but I didn't know what was going on.
Police told us the shooter, Christopher Ates, was outside the school. Friends told us Ates had a child with the victim, Eboni Anderson, who had a total of 3 children. A Fulton County School spokesperson says the school went on a hard lockdown moments after the shooting because of this alert system. A staff member heard the shots, hit this button that triggered the lockdown for the school and police, and then administrators were able to quickly coordinate police escorting students to another school where parents picked them up. This grandparent said her grandson wasn't traumatized by the shooting. Was it scary for you?
It was for a while, but really nothing really happened around here. He didn't think nothing of it.
Eboni Anderson's family told us they're speechless and they can't believe this happened to such a wonderful mother.
It makes no kind of sense, especially in a little town like this. It makes no kind of sense.
The family started a GoFundMe page to pay for Eboni Anderson's funeral arrangements. If you'd like to help, just go to our website and look for links mentioned on 2. We're live in Palmetto in South Fulton County. Taisha.
Criminal history of a suspect accused of shooting and killing a young mother outside of a Fulton County elementary school.
Atlanta News First anchor Victor Williams is live in Fulton County. Victor, her family is still trying to process all this information.
Yeah, Wally and Carly, absolutely. As you guys can imagine, it's a lot on them, and they've got a long way to go in terms of just healing. But if you take a look into this man's background, there's a chance that red flags could have been there all along.
She was a loving daughter. Beautiful. Always.
You can hear the raw emotion in Tariq Robinson's voice as he fought to hold back the tears when describing his stepdaughter Eboni, the same 34-year-old mother of 3 that was gunned down in front of Palmetto Elementary.
Eboni had a great heart, very beautiful, nice and kind to everyone, and just sad day.
The person allegedly behind the shooting was 39-year-old Christopher Aites. The two had some sort of relationship beforehand.
I just knew he wasn't trying to go anywhere in life. He just happened to be the person that stepped into her life, and here we are.
After looking more into the suspect, Atlanta News First found out that he has a pretty extensive criminal history, which includes armed robbery, aggravated homicide, a weapon law violation, along with obstruction and resisting. Most of those offenses stem from 2006, 2 decades ago. Fast forward to now, when investigators say it was a domestic situation that led to Eboni's death, allegedly at the hands of Aites. During that time, Palmetto Elementary went into a hard lockdown. As a result, all students had to be relocated to Bear Creek Middle School. Aites allegedly led authorities on a police chase in Middle Georgia, where he was ultimately arrested. In Tuesday night's Board of Education meeting, Fulton County Schools Superintendent Dr. Mike Looney praised the district officers for making sure everyone was safe.
I am very, very grateful for our Chief of Police, Mark Saborski, who's in the audience tonight.
Eboni now leaves behind a pair of 8-year-old twins who now have to grow up without parents, along with another infant.
She has an 18-month, 1-year-old who happened to be in the car during the chase.
And right now we're told that that child is okay and is now with family members. In the meantime, we know that Aites is supposed to be extradited and brought here to Fulton County to be arraigned on charges. For now, we are live tonight. Victor Williams, Atlanta News First.
Evidence was already waiting at the scene. Personal belongings connected to Christopher had been left behind during the chaos, helping investigators confirm who they were looking for almost immediately. Surveillance footage provided clarity. The confrontation, the escalation, the gunfire, the suspect leaving in the SUV. A be on the lookout alert went out across multiple jurisdictions. Not long after, officers spotted the vehicle. A pursuit began. Speeds climbed close to 100 miles per hour as the SUV crossed county lines. Radio updates moved between agencies in real time, and inside that vehicle sat an 18-month-old child, too young to understand sirens, too young to understand danger, just present for all of it. The chase ended after a crash near Houston County. Christopher Loris Aites was taken into custody. The toddler was recovered safely. Family members later confirmed. Charges followed quickly. Murder, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, carrying a weapon in a school safety zone, fleeing and attempting to elude, and cruelty to children. 3 boys lost their mother that day. 1 child lost both parents in different ways. 1 to death, the other to prison. Inside the school, counseling services were offered. Crisis teams spoke with students and staff. Teachers who started the day teaching lessons suddenly found themselves helping children process fear. A school returned to normal schedules. Classrooms reopened. Life moved forward the way it always does. But for Eboni Anderson's children, normal would never look the same again. And that is where this story truly ends. Not in a courtroom, not in police reports, but in the quiet spaces left behind after violence takes someone away.